Thanks for tuning in to this episode of I Have Something to Say, where subject matter experts are unafraid and unapologetic about sharing their perspectives regarding issues that impact our lives. They speak up because basically they give a shit. So if you're tired of canned answers and want to finally hear real people cut through the BS and talk about real issues, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Sami Heyman Marrero from Urbander, and behind our mixer is our producer, Chris Majoka from UdoU. Hi, everyone. Hi, Bob. How are
Hello,
you?
hello, hello.
Everyone, I want to introduce you to Bob Rivera. He's a good friend. We met a few months ago, and it's due to our community and grassroots work. And it was like meeting an old friend. And we have a common friend. It's Olga Imat, a media personality. She's a powerhouse entrepreneur now too.
Yes,
Just a fantastic human being. And it's because she's part of your board, and she wanted me to get to know you because you have this upcoming concert for scholarships for dreamers and achievers. That's the name of your organization,
yes,
Future
yes.
Dreamers and Achievers. But I wanted to ask you first, Bob, how did you go from being a serial entrepreneur, because you've had all kinds of businesses, have had huge success in the entertainment, in the sports industry. I mean, you name it, you've done it. Not only here on the U.S. mainland, but also internationally. And so, what made you decide to get into the nonprofit world and launch Future DNA? Back in it's 4 years already, right? Are you? It's 4 years in the
Yes.
making. Yes.
Started in 2017, and the way I got into it is again, uh, for myself, I've had a good life and healthy. Very done very well. And I just decided I was watching my daughter one day. My daughter's not a youngster; she's in her 20s. But I noticed the younger generation needs guidance, and we were lucky enough back in our days. Most of us had parents, mother and a father, that guided us to what was right and what was wrong. And the younger generation just needs that guidance. A lot of adults today are trying to live as a youth, a younger person, and that's not what we should be doing. So I started Future Dreamers and Achievers for those kids that, just like me and you, that worked hard and they wanted to had a dream of either being a baseball player or a scientist, a mathematician, to live that dream. And we lived a dream. I'm sure you've lived your dream of accomplishment of even being on the podcast. So I wanted to help them, and that's how I decided on Future Dreamers and Achievers. The difference we have is that I'm from the entertainment business, which is music, sports,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to implement that into uh, giving scholarships. So that's how
Mm.
we came up with the music and concerts to give scholarships during the concerts, which we call concerts for scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's a unique thing. It's a little different from a normal nonprofit where they have golf events and sit down dinners. I wanted to do something different, and I think we found a little niche there. This is something that can be very successful with the younger generation and the older generation, because the older generation likes entertainment also.
Yes, absolutely. So I see like it's a bridge, a
Yes,
multi-generational bridge. And so you attract the older, adults through the music,
yes.
and the youth too, because you'd be surprised. My kids say I hear them listening to 80s music. I'm like, what are you doing? And he says, this is the real music. you know?
Yeah, that's
They're
that's very true. That's
teenagers,
very
right?
true.
Yeah,
Yes.
and so I think it is a very unique platform. And then what you do is during these concerts, on stage you actually grant the scholarships, so it's
Yes,
everything is a lived experience and a collective lived experience too.
yes, yes. We want to again give these students uh, this is their day.
Yeah.
That what they've accomplished up to that point, they're being rewarded, and I'm in the front runner there that is ready to reward them and tell them keep on going because nothing is easy in life, but it is accomplishable.
That's great. And so how do you identify these kids? And what are the age ranges, of the youth that you uh pick out or identify or select, or and then what is that process for applying even to get one of these scholarships?
Right. To apply right now, we're working with the different counties in Central Florida. We
Mhm.
eventually we will go nationally,
Mhm.
but we the counties provide us the students because they have the application process. We work with them, and we let them know we're having an event coming up, and we want to give out 2 scholarships, 3 scholarships, and they will provide us the students. Eventually, we will have a process where you'll be able to go online and actually vote for the student that you would feel deserves to get the scholarships. But right now, we have the counties working with us to provide the students, and then we are giving those students, like we're doing at this show coming up, two students will receive scholarships for their hard work.
That's great. And one of the things that I know, that you're very, how do you say, animate about, is that it's being exceptional and hardworking, not necessarily 4.0 GPA. That
No,
it's that you have an extraordinary talent, a passion, that you're driven, that you're responsible, reliable. That it really looks at the individual youth, right? From the perspective of where they are at, what their interests are, and what they aspire to be. So it's like,
yes,
past, present, and then future. And then, so it's like a holistic approach to really pushing them along and giving them that
yes.
incentive to say, oh, wow, I'm being recognized, right? And I might not be a jock, or
Yeah,
I might
we
not
look we
be,
look for
right?
that underprivileged student that doesn't have the opportunity, and I want to give them the opportunity because
Yeah,
there's a lot of smart students out there,
yeah,
and they just need that little push. And I remember when I was younger and I was given that little push, it's up to the student to make it work. But
yeah.
we'll open that door for them. We're there for mentoring. We don't just deal with scholarships, but we also deal if you want to do trade school.
Mhm.
We give an award for trade school also.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so we're pretty much open. And again, you don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a singer. Just show us that your heart is there. Your heart
yeah.
is there, and you're willing to work. We'll be there for you.
I love how fluid. And I mean, it's not that it's I like the word fluid because it's an official program, right? But it's
Yes,
not restricting, right? It's not limiting. It like there aren't like set boundaries, right? It's like nothing's off the table. And so I think that really um attracts people to it because it's very, very different than what we've seen
it
before.
it's different. Yeah, it's just like when the person started Facebook, it was
Mm,
different.
yeah.
When Apple started, they were different.
Mhm.
We're different in the nonprofit world.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we'll be like, you know, Facebook or
Yeah.
Apple, but
Right.
I'm not intending, my goal wasn't to be, you know, a rich nonprofit person from this. My goal was to give as many scholarships I can to the next generation. And we'll achieve that. We'll achieve that,
Yeah.
and we're willing. We're willing to, put our hands down and, get these students and give them that chance. We're
Yes.
we're ready. We're ready.
Yes, I know. Now I have a question for you. These aren't
Yes.
lofty. These are lofty scholarships. We're not talking $500. Like you guys really, when you provide a scholarship, what's the range of the scholarships that you provide?
The range of the scholarships will range between $5,000 to $10,000.
You see? Yeah,
Um,
that's
we
crazy.
are
That's
we are
awesome.
working, but we
Yeah.
are working at getting giving full scholarships
Yeah.
with different universities, especially in Central Florida, and that will expand
Yeah.
nationally from here. But we want to make it life changing to the
Yeah.
student.
Yeah.
Again, anybody that helps out a student, whether it be $500, whether it be $1,000, that's great. But at the moment that is given, the student is happy at that moment. It's not life changing. My
Yeah.
goal is to make it life changing.
Yeah.
Where they will always remember where this first push came from was from us, future dreamers and achievers,
Mm,
because that's what is needed.
yeah.
It's very simple, like I said, to give $1,000, and the student will be very appreciative, I'm sure. But imagine if you gave $10,000, or you gave a
Mm.
full scholarships, which is worth $50,000, $100,000. That's life changing.
Yeah. Now I have a question. Another question is, do you follow the students? I mean, because I know you've awarded some of these scholarships already. And so what outcomes have you seen? Do you stay in touch with them? And how many have you? Because I know you're a new organization and it takes a couple of years just to get your board in place
Right,
and
right.
bylaws and all of that, right? So what does that look like? Because 4 years is enough though, right? To have a
Yeah,
couple
we
of,
have. Matter of
yeah.
fact, this year we have joined with it's SEO Global, which was formed in 1985, which does very similar to us, except we're the new school with the concerts,
Mm-hmm.
and we're with the Florida chapter for them, and we're working on expanding our level to the southeast corner, which is
Mm-hmm.
I think 14 states.
Mm-hmm.
But we're now mixed with them, and they deal with. They have two chapters, one in New York City and one in San Francisco, and
Mm-hmm.
they're looking at us being the new kid on the block and the new
Yeah.
ideas,
Yeah.
and
That's
we're
very
ready.
cool.
We're ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're collaborating. That's good. So you
Yes.
found almost like a sister organization that does something similar and they liked what your approach with the concerts.
Yes.
And so yeah, so then you're that, which is fantastic because all it does is help amplify the impact on the kids, right? So talk to
Yes.
me about this upcoming concert. I know that I already have, like, I'm going with a whole group of people. Yes, it's coming
Thank you for
27th
that.
of April. Yeah, I'm so excited. The 27th of April, right? And Mango's here
Yes.
in Orlando.
Yes, it's in Orlando, April 27th, which is on a Wednesday. It's will go. The doors will open at 6 o'clock. It's co-hosted by a legend comedian named Tommy Davison, who is from In Living Color, and I forgot the Proud Family is a cartoon family which he's in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and a super nice guy. And he's willing to come. He's coming from California to co-host the show. And then we have some performers from the '90s. Cece Pennison, who is famous for her
Mm-hmm.
song "Finally." Turbo B, who does "The Power," besides other songs, and Crystal Waters, who's famous for her song. And I'm not a singer, but I'll try it. La da dee, la da da. And so it's going to be a fun evening. We have some local comedian, also James Yan, that's going to be opening up the show, and it's something different. It's not your regular. It's a concert show, but we'll have comedians there. Again, we've been waiting 2 years to get this started because it was held back because of the pandemic, and now
Yeah.
we're ready to go. And we'll have a lot more concerts after this one. There'll be a lot more named in different genres. There'll be
Yes.
country, there'll be Christian music, there'll be Latin concerts. So just remember the name Future Dreamers and Achievers.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I've hardly been out, during the past 2 years. So this to me was an opportunity to not only call everybody that I knew would totally dig the lineup, right? I'm like, I just sent out a text to like friends, 6 friends. And I'm like, because I'm sure everyone's going to say yes. And everybody, only one can't because she'll be traveling. But I'm like, okay, we've
uh,
got 12. I think that's enough. I think that's enough people, right? Um, and so we're really excited. Everyone's so excited. They're like, wait, what? Crystal Waters? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, let's do this, right? So it was an easy sell. I know that the tickets are affordable,
Yes,
and
yes.
so
The tickets are only $29.
yes, exactly. And then
Yeah,
obviously whatever you consume that
yeah.
on site, right? Yes, yeah. But I mean,
And now
for a
you
full
made up you
show.
made up a good point earlier. That the younger generation is now listening to the old school music, and
Hmm.
so the younger generation, like I said, is welcome to come out, and they can see the opportunity that's available for them.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're there. You want to talk to someone that's in the field. Our board is a very strong board who has
Hmm.
a lot of experience in the business world. And we're there to help. You want help on mentoring, you want to
Hmm.
talk to someone, we'll be there.
Hmm. And I want to say that 75% of the people that I'm going with are entrepreneurs too and business
Hmm.
owners, right? And so it's also, I feel, good for us to show up and model, the possibilities, that they can have also exploring entrepreneurship and
They'll be
experiencing
very
that. Yeah.
surprised. They'll be very surprised. I mean, I don't hold no offense to those sit down dinners, the $250 plate sit down dinners, and the people will talk. You'll have 4 or 5 speakers. I'm like I said, I'm no offense to that, but I think people want something more exciting.
Yeah.
Um, Especially, I notice when you're on social media, as opposed to reading documents on social media, people are looking at visual.
Hmm.
So when looking at that over, it says people are more into visual today.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to give them visual, but the document, which is the scholarship, will
Uh-huh.
still be there. So again,
Yeah.
it's just implementing both together. And I have a feeling, I don't have a feeling, but I'm very positive that this is going to be a very successful journey. And I'm ready.
Yes, I know. I'm very excited. Well, listen, Bob, you already know that that I'm in head first with a whole bunch of people. So I'm
You
excited
are,
about the
yeah.
27th of April. So count us in and thank you for the VIP status during the event. I'm looking forward to that too, right? I just hope that, the comedians don't pick on me, I'll be pointing at my husband. I'm like, no, you can pick on this dude right over here. Yeah, just leave
We'll
me
make
alone.
sure your section's dark so they can't see
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, good.
That's
But
gonna be
I
it's
know,
gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a
yeah,
fun night.
it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think that more importantly, right, we're coming together as a community to really
Hmm.
support these young future dreamers and achievers, to get them on that pathway to success
Yes,
and to
yes,
realizing their dreams. So thank you so
and
much, Bob. Yeah.
just let them know we're out there. That's the
Yeah.
main thing.
Yeah, we're here. We're watching you, and
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
we're your cheerleaders, right?
Yes,
That's pretty
yes,
much
yes,
the purpose. Yes. So thanks so much, Bob. Okay, and I'm sure I'm gonna see you soon. Okay.
yes. I will. And happy Easter.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.
This concludes this episode of I Have Something to Say. We want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. We're on Spotify and iTunes as well. There's more to come next week. And remember, if you have something to say, it's time to speak up.